The Hack Driver. About the author. Harry Sinclair Lewis was an American writer and playwright. In 1930, he became the first writer from the US to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature. This is the story about a narrator who was a junior assistant clerk in a reputed law firm. His job was to serve summons like a private detective. He hated city's unpleasant atmosphere and shadowy corners where he had to go to seek his victims, and if they were stronger than him, he often got beaten by them. Perhaps he was in all praise of country life. He often thought there was no need to do a training period in the city. Being a law graduate, he could have started his practice as a lawyer in his hometown, where everything for him was very pleasant. One fine day, he got a chance to go to New Mullion, a village near about 40 miles away from the town, to serve summon to a person named Oliver Lutkins. He was needed as a witness in a court case and was not responding to the summons mailed to him. When he reached the New Malian railway station, he was very disappointed to see the view of countryside as it wasn't to his expectations. The streets were soiled and unkempt shops were oddly lined up on the both sides of the road. The only agreeable thing he found there was a delivery man in his 40s. He was well dressed in well worn clothes, having a pleasant and friendly appearance. Narrator thought that this person could be of some help for him. The narrator approached him and asked if he knew something about Oliver Lutkins. The man promptly answered that he had seen Oliver just a short while ago. He further added that if there was any urgency to seek Oliver, he could help him as he knows him very well. To this, narrator sounded secretive and told him that he had come there for an important task and has to return back to the city in the afternoon. The man offered him a ride on his hack to help him in searching Oliver as he was familiar with his daily routine. Feeling happy, the narrator agreed on a bargain of $2 an hour for a ride. He was overwhelmed with the man's hospitable and friendly behavior. The man quickly brought his hat, which looked like a black box on the wheels. He suggested that they should start their search from the Fritz shop, where Oliver was often found playing the game of poker. The delivery man further informed the narrator that he owns a business called William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking, and the people of his village call him Bill Magnuson. During their ride in search of Oliver, the hack driver told the narrator that Lutkins was a dishonest man and he owed debt to many people in the village. So it would be a difficult task for them to locate his whereabouts. On reaching Fred's shop, Bill asked the narrator to stay behind, otherwise, Lutkins could get suspicious and might run away from there. On being inquired, Fritz informed Bill that Oliver had just left a while ago for Gustav's shop for shave. At Gustav's shop, the search went in vain as they couldn't find Oliver there. Standing at the door, the narrator overheard the conversation between Bill and the owner that Oliver owed him $1.35. Bill assumed that Oliver must be at Gray's barber shop, but when they reached there, they found that they were late by 5 minutes to catch Lutkins. And at the pool room, they got the information that Lutkins had just left to buy the packet of cigarettes. Every time, wherever they went, they missed Oliver by inches. And as it was noontime, the narrator suggested having lunch at the restaurant. To this, Bill offered narrator that he could bring homemade food at the cost of a $50. The narrator agreed to it, and both of them enjoyed their lunch sitting atop Wade's Hill. Narrator understood that Bill was making extra money by offering him the lunch, but he did not mind at all, as he was also going to charge his firm for the extra expenses. After the lunch, they resumed their search. On the way, one of the friends of Lutkins informed them that he must have gone to his mother, who lived 3 miles north. On reaching there, Bill warned the narrator to be careful of Lutkins' mother. As she was about 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick, rough tempered woman skilled in the art of swearing. When they reached there, they inquired about Lutkins, but his mother denied knowing about her son's whereabouts. And when Bill informed her that they had a legal right to search Lutkins in the house, she went inside the kitchen in anger and brought a hot iron rod and threatened them to run away. However, they were successful in taking a quick look to peek inside all the windows as the house was only single story high. They even looked for Oliver in his stable and barn, but it was for no avail. All the while, the old woman had a hearty laugh on seeing both the men running off in fear, and it was almost the time for narrator's return journey, so they left for the station. During his return journey, narrator was feeling very happy about his visit. He was very grateful towards the friendly, kind, and generous behavior of the people living in New Mullion. He hadn't any regret for not being able to find Latkins, but thought about getting a chance to settle down in the village to practice law. On seeing the narrator, everyone in the office was upset over him for not delivering the summons to Oliver, as he was needed as a witness in a court case next morning. He got afraid that his legal career had come to an end even before getting a start. Without any delay, his chief ordered him to go back to New Mullion along with a man in the office who was familiar with Latkins. On reaching New Mullion station, the narrator saw Bill and Latkins' mother were laughing and talking with each other. The narrator instantly pointed out Bill to the man who accompanied him and said that he was the man who helped him yesterday to search Oliver. His companion's answer left him stupefied when he informed that Bill was none other than Oliver himself. In the end, we can say that the narrator got deceived and cheated because he had formed a misconception about countryside people by judging them on their face values. Moral: appearances can be deceptive.